Lucy, would it be, is it gonna be disruptive to? I just join the Zoom now?
Yeah, we do now. And I'll give you co-host permissions and you'll share the screen from your computer. Okay, let's find your presentation.
Oh, yeah.
That was a lot of Windows.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my email app. It's not there.
Oh, you're looking for your email?
Yeah, oh,
You know what colors to look for?
I'll figure it out.
Let me know when I can practice. Great.
Okay, I'm good. Okay. Cool. All right, go ahead and share your screen. It's great. Nope. Oh, down there. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're not in present mode. Yeah.
And so generally what I'll do and be like, okay, so sound like so here's like let's get yeah, I was trying to have a picture of these certain I like the marbles there long way, but in the meantime, the TC has And, and I like, so now, yeah, right, we're like, I mean, at that time, you said, what is this? Yeah. Like, now we have to store these.
Oh, she was like, just taking a moment.
Yeah. Like,
There's like a light in the middle, it's actually goes there.
and we're like, what is happening? And she gets in line, she's like, oh, that's how long. Then it's safe to let them know and make big. We'll have that one. We'll have that. Or, thank you. And then, so we have.
Christmas. I can't do too much because it's small. Like they have.
That's my, one of my next, that's myself, is next.
So like if you're moving. So. That's just all. Yeah, no.
See, that's what I'm-
2 years. And we have.
You know, recording. So that's what the things that we did there.
You got about chapters. Where they're like, these are the results one, because they're.
Right.
They're good. They never say. Everybody was, oh. So I wrote the second one.
Okay.
There's a guy who's sort of. It's sort of like inspired.
But he's not.
Just maybe like. I started living in toy shops, they're usually, yeah, unsuccessful. Which part of the? Just. So like, my mother. $300. Yeah, it was fine. I think it's like just. It's but the.
Did you figure it out?
No, it's not like.
But the.
First you can, oh my God. A lot of times on PowerPoint, you can do present reviews and just do that. And
Yeah.
like it looks like this for you.
Well, probably like do it all out of there. Yeah, so it's like, it's big, but it's very. And then why I like to do that.
Every time I
You, or what I can do. You said you, here are my slides. Okay, let me download it on my computer. Let me figure it out. I can. Usually pretty good with this stuff.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, usually so you could see like it looks like this on
Yep.
review, but it looks like, you know. that.
Okay. Okay, so if we go to, let me,
That when they think about this particular. One of those
okay,
is.
okay, I got it.
Oh, see, what did you do? In 10 seconds. But what did you push?
I didn't really push anything. It's,
Did
I,
it.
I supposed to present. All I did. You're gonna hate me.
I am. That's the button.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, driving me nuts.
Maybe
In my mind.
different version of PowerPoint could be a factor here. I don't, I don't have it,
Got the secret sauce, I guess,
I-
but no, that's awesome. Thank
so
you.
we can do, just use mine. Yeah, and then you'll just,
Crisis averted. Like I have memorized, but you know, you just want it.
it feels good. It's your comfort. Okay. Glad we figured it out. Yep.
Last week we were also.
Oh, let's put some music on.
Alex's entire body just went like lo-fi vibe. Somebody like.
Whoa,
How'd your lunch go?
We stopped it.
what happened? Come back. Sorry. That's not lo-fi, that's hi-fi.
I expect that.
That's not what we wanted. I wanted lo-fi.
I want lo-fi loud.
AC does play for organization.
Well, let's try some. What's your shirt problem?
Action, no, she didn't want to. Oh, yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so I could. My friend. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Because they're not. Everything is fine. And some episodes don't even like I'll leave it. And the main here. Still. That are all it's really like that. And it's buddy's like, believe. And they're like, exactly. Or yeah.
Once say I'm And she. So
Yeah, it's like, well, need to be signed. There's some. Because. It's just been like. Like.
All right, we're gonna get started in about a minute, everyone. If you need coffee, it's on the table, bathrooms are down the hall. Good morning. My name is Nick. I'll be your MC for today. I have a question for everyone. What do you call a frozen sandwich?
Uncrustable.
No. Like it though. What do you call a frozen sandwich?
Peanut butter and freezing.
Burger. Don't overanalyze it. Hot dog is not a frozen, that's a hot sandwich. It's different. A lot of debate here. Okay, guys, so we're here to solve 3 different problems. Entrepreneurs need feedback on their startups. Entrepreneurs need a place to practice presenting, and last, entrepreneurs need a place to meet other entrepreneurs. And we have a solution. It's called 1 Million Cups. We meet here every Wednesday, 9 a.m. here at Enterprise Co-working. There's free coffee on the table. Don't use the coffee out in the kitchen. We do 6-minute presentations followed by 15 to 20 minutes of constructive audience feedback. In terms of presenters, what we're looking for here, looking for presenters that have an idea, product, or startup that are looking for and will receive feedback. That's what we're really here for, is the feedback. And ideally, they're in the teenage stage, so they're not too old where they're just here to sell the product, and not too young where they don't know who their customers are and like what problem they're actually solving. And there's a great place to practice presenting as well. We have a website, 1millioncups.com/Denver. If you want more information about the presenters today, go to the website. If you are interested in presenting, go to the website. If you want to see more information about our org team, go to the website. We also have a Slack community. If you join the Colorado Startup Slack community, we have QR codes on a table to join. When you join the Slack community, you join the 1MC community Slack channel, and then you can see some more jokes from myself. With 1 Million Cups, they do give away from free swag. If you check in using the QR code, after 3 visits, you get a pen, and after 5 visits, you get a notebook to use that pen with. In terms of who's making this all happen, this is the org team. Org team, stand up. Where you guys at? Cool. All right, let's give everyone a round of applause. You guys are awesome for coming each week and making this all happen. We're always looking for more org team members. You can help set up, you can help find new presenters. More people we have, the more sustainable this is. So if you're interested, please let us know. And then we also have sponsors. We have the Kaufman Foundation that puts on 1 Million Cups. We have Enterprise, where we're at right now. Queen City Coffee, that's what you're drinking. So let's give them all a round of applause. Keep on moving. Now, I'd like to get a feel for the room. Who is new to 1 Million Cups today? Someone's half, great. And who considers themselves an entrepreneur? Everyone! I should just switch that question around, who's not, but that's just awkward. Like to get to do some Q&A or some introductions real quick. Name, what you do, why you're here, looking for some volunteers. Anybody want to volunteer? Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Nathan Sled. I own a couple of e-commerce sporting goods companies. They're based out of Oregon. I'm based out here. I've never really poked my head out in that working space. I'm starting to do that just recently. My roles in my other companies have kind of been dialed back, so we're looking for traction ways with other startups.
Cool.
Kind of leadership, CEO, CFO stuff.
Cool. They can either. Percent. Who else? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm Sydney. I am a community manager at a new women's co-working space in Denver, back in Colorado. It's called Tara. I have some day where I'm here, I'm here to support Daisy. She's our first production today. She's a member of us. And I'm also new to Denver. I moved here in May, so I'm hoping to meet some new people. I've met Allie, Carly, so it's cool to see some familiar faces and then also get to meet people. So thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. Another volunteer? Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nikki James. I'm the founder of the Parents Network for Lifestyle Zero Line and Sun Kindness. And
Remind me your name again?
Iffy.
Iffy. All right, nice to meet you.
How about you?
Hi, no, I'm okay. Go ahead. Yeah, last one.
My name is Brian Hill. My brother and I run an investment company, real estate investment company. We don't invest in Colorado, and we own and operate properties, and then bring in passive investors, do small businesses want their money to work. And I also do part-time sales for a YouTube advertising coach, consultants that are really solopreneurs with the scalar business with paid advertising.
Cool. And why don't you invest in Colorado?
There's a lot more value in other places.
Good to know, all right? Figure out. Got it. Okay, cool. Thank you, Ryan. Because of 1 Million Cups, we have some impact. Entrepreneurs get to be open and transparent. Entrepreneurs get feedback to improve their startups. And last, entrepreneurs build meaningful connections. Before we get to our first presenters, just want to remind everyone they are here for your feedback. So while they're presenting, think about some positive feedback and give them constructive feedback, helpful questions for support, analysis, and growth. Because the more dialogue we have, the better this event is. So let's get into it. We have Borderless. Borderless strives to affect change in corporations to ensure positive mental and physical well-being for leaders and employees alike without sacrificing performance. Let's give a big round of applause to AC.
Obviously, those things on your chairs are for you to play with today. And you can just leave them in the chairs afterwards. But enjoy yourself, look to the chair next to you, see if there's something better. You don't like the one you have. Some of them do make noise. I don't care. This isn't school. Okay. We're gonna take some deep breaths together. You ready? With me? If you will please take off investor hats, put on your client hat, small to medium size, director level or above, maybe an HR professional. When you were a kid, what was your favorite thing to do at recess? Anybody call one out? Soccer, okay.
The bars.
Excellent. Love it. I always love swings. Tetherball gets said a lot. Ooh. So now I'd like you to take a second, just in your head, and think about the last time you did something that made you feel like that kid at recess. I'm AC Holmes, CEO of Wordless, and I believe adults deserve to play, especially at work. I help companies keep teams happy and attract top quality talent through workplace culture audits, consulting and facilitation, all based in the neuroscience of play. For decades, I've studied play. Benefits are for people of all ages. When we're kids, that's normal. Go outside, play, have fun. Not so much for adults. Why is that? Scientists told us for a long time, even us clinical folk, that our brains kind of slowed down and stopped developing around the age of 25. And if you weren't good by then, downhill from there. Good luck with life. But fortunately, recent research is showing us that we're wrong about that, thank goodness. And our brain can continue to grow and develop across the lifespan. And play is the literal best way to do that, even in the office. But unfortunately, our employees are bored, disconnected, sad. Even a lot of our leaders are. Gallup research from just this year, 2022, this isn't even 2020. Only 15% of employees self-reported being engaged at work. So everybody's bored. More Gallup research, 74% of employees were considering leaving their company, and it wasn't because of salary. It's not just about more money anymore. People are bored, lots of toxic culture, and they feel undervalued. Some of you, with your client hats on, may know the statistics behind how much it costs when an employee leaves the company. SHRM, the Society of HR Management, tells us it's 6 to 9 months that person's salary. Gallup research tells us it can be twice that person's salary, getting somebody new and onboarded. The global economy, from that standpoint, $7.8 trillion is lost due to low engagement alone. And in one company, they can see losses of up to $450 billion just because of low engagement, sole metric. Leaders know this, they see their people distracted. They're trying to fix things. Yoga in the office, anyone? You want to take your shoes off? You want to see Bob from accounting downtown? No, no, thank you. Escape rooms, please, hard no. Happy hours. Did you hear about the guy in France last week, 2 weeks ago? Okay, I will tell you that story after because it doesn't fit in the time frame, but it's interesting. So I come in, I bring the science of play to the organizations, improving company culture, seeing those metrics of employee engagement and retention going up because of all the benefits of play. Large corporations, Google, Microsoft, they have things like VP of culture and director of people and engagement, but smaller companies can't afford those positions and their HR people cannot take on another responsibility. Here I am for that. So we complete comprehensive culture audits. We gain insights into teams and leaders, identify these areas of potential change, develop goals that are based on the key metrics important to your organization specifically, and then we start to recommend strategies. Maybe a Lego table in the hallway for everyone to use, or just some playful meeting facilitation. These are some of the improvements metrics that you can see across an organization corporately from a culture standpoint, just from your people's well-being standpoint, even your leaders. This list is long, that's a lot of words, and it's not even comprehensive. The future of work is changing, the future of work is playing. Thank you.
Want to mention the Craig story first?
So a guy got fired because he refused to go to happy hour. What? So he was rightly suing. And that has just brought up a whole slew of conversations around like improving engagement. I'm just getting my notebook to take notes about. Improving engagement at work. How are we doing that? And are we doing it with truly the people's best interest in mind? They kind of just didn't go to happy hour.
Wasn't happy to go to happy hour. Are you recording this? So I'll send it to you. I will still want to take notes. Yeah. As well. Which feedback are you looking for?
So from the client standpoint, do you understand what I do? I mean, obviously, this is leading to hopefully more questions, so I would love to hear questions you have about it. And then just to someone that doesn't understand play and has never met me before, does it make sense?
Oh, all right.
Hi, I'm Kai, I'm the creative director, so you know where my feelings coming from. I thought your graphics were really great, like I really loved your presentation, you like the moving brain, I just thought it was really engaging. And I liked that you were like talking oversized narrative images and there wasn't questions, so you could backs up like what your message is. I think from an understanding point of view, like high level, I get it, but I think understanding like the specifics of how you're coming in beyond just like the Lego table and like you mentioned meeting facilitation, like what is that? Like I want more detail. And also just like some sort of understanding like how you're approaching it, but like a tiered model where you're coming in, or how are you sort of like offering your services as a package to companies?
I'm with Kyle. I love the graphics. The brain to me was a little much. I like 2 seconds. I was like, that's awesome. Then I kept looking at it. Kind of the same thing though. I would like to know like what goes into the culture audit. I have no idea. But I assume you can like knock that out in 10 or 15 seconds. So I think that's one.
My question is, how do you go about getting people to engage in there? Like, I understand, use the games to kind of, mind blowing and everything, but there is like kind of to the happy hour, it's like, it's a mandatory fun time, like everyone will enjoy this regardless. Just kind of how do you get that engagement? Like see someone
Can I answer that right now? Is that okay? Is that, do you want? Oh, okay.
But how do you?
So I do start with education, so I have workshops that are they're very interactive, about the workshop, about the neuroscience of play, and so like why, and then the packages are focused on being like organization as a whole, so it's top to bottom. So the importance of having everybody involved, there's like a lot of transparency that goes into this is what we're doing, because it's absolutely not forced fun, because we lose all the benefits of play during forced fun. So there's an educational component. So it's good. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So yeah, just piggybacking on all of these, like maybe if you could jump into a client's shoes and walk us through their journey. Since you have more time in a presentation like this, you can say that. Okay, so a client signs up. I do this. Here's what the audit looks like. I spend 15 seconds on that. Okay. Then we go into educational workshops, and maybe there's like a slide with a timeline of here's what they're going to experience as I go through. And then when you show us the results list, then we're like, okay, it's not like you're just magically getting there from a Lego table, which is up.
Thinking about like the long-term benefits, right? So a lot of this stuff, you can kind of go in and do the workshop, but like, how does it look 6 months later? Do you stay engaged? Like, how you, yeah, have the company actually maintain those like skills and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so coming from that education point, the goal is that it is long-term, because one thing I do, in the educational part, I guess I should add that too, is that like, one-off things aren't enough. I can put more beef into that part, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so I love the presentation. I didn't see any numbers in here, and I think it's kind of getting around some of the other questions that people have. If I'm approaching this from a client perspective, like we're not probably doing this just out of the goodness of our hearts. I want to understand what the ROI is, so I can sell it to, my higher ups or find the budget for it. So I'd be curious, you did employee retention pretty hard. Do you have any case studies with previous clients or just any scientific research around, a bump in retention based on the services that you offer? And then even like going into, the cost of your services and how that would be offset by the benefits.
Okay.
That's one thing. And then the other that I was wondering about, the slide looked like it was all in person, and obviously a lot of companies shifted to either hybrid or remote. So I'd be curious about how you would approach remote, or if you offer
Like my services? Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the presentation itself. Yeah, everything's transferable to virtual. I should mention something about that. Yeah, thank you. Great.
Yeah, fantastic presentation. I felt like your personality and you guiding us through everything was very on brand with kind of the concept. One thing I would like to understand more, maybe as a client, is like, what's your background? And because you're kind of selling your credibility and your services, so like understanding more about you and how that's like the science behind it.
Okay, yeah. That'd be easy to add.
What's your background?
I'm a speech pathologist,
Yes.
so yeah, the little line about study play for decades, it's literal.
Yeah. It would be good to
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah, just a little more detail there. Yeah, I can do that.
Hi, I think it'd be interesting to kind of see like more of like the overall landscape. So that's why it's like, okay, taking some of the feedback here about like what it actually is, like
Right.
the background behind it. It'd be interesting to see like, okay, here's how we're approaching it. It's like we have happy hours, we have or yoga, we have some other things, and then maybe like distinguish how your approach is like 10x better.
Okay.
Like you mentioned, like,
Yeah.
so and so's feet or whatever.
Right.
But it'd be interesting to like just kind of see like visually some of the different
Yeah.
ways that people approach it, and then
Okay.
be like, why they don't work.
Yeah. Thank you.
So words didn't come out as well as I wanted.
No, I totally fine. I mean, it's. Yeah.
So, I don't know, it's a little different question, but is there an aspect of this where people might be a part of the problem for the company? Do you do a people audit of some sort?
So I took into the culture audit, and there will definitely be conversations about toxic Chad, and are we gonna play the toxicity out of it? Maybe not. And then, but hopefully the point is that the culture itself all overhauls to the point where he can't function that way anymore. So he might even leave on his own and be like, oh, listen, smuggle, shut up and we're fine.
It might actually be a selling point for some.
Oh, really? Okay.
If they don't.
Go to your chat.
Employee that everybody doesn't like.
Yeah.
Maybe the culture like assessment is the way.
Yeah, because there is I mean, we'll be able to pull from some of the questions like, oh,
Right.
okay, we get you. I hear you,
Yeah.
so, yeah. Yeah, totally.
You did a great job. I'm curious if you could explain a little bit about like your ideal customer or client persona and how maybe thinking about how you pepper that in, like, so here's who we typically serve, this many employees, we work for them for this long. I think that would really help me understand
Yeah.
like where your sweet spot is and then where you're trying to go. Like, do you want to get to enterprise level?
Right,
How do you bridge that? What's like
Yeah.
the big vision?
yeah. That's probably really easy. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I just wanted to reflect that you have a really powerful presence in the room.
Yeah, you do.
It's awesome. As someone who has a team of their own, I don't think of myself as naturally charismatic. And so I want to inspire, I want to lead. I just want to reflect that encountering how you are in a room and your ability to kind of direct the energy immediately makes sense to me as a leader, as someone that, oh, I can put this person with my team. And she has the ability to kind of direct them and make an initiative happen. So that definitely comes through in how you present and how you show up.
Let's follow that.
No, I just want to be your friend.
So, my question is, why are you passionate about this? What's your story that you to start this?
You just want to now, not remember.
Yeah.
Okay. So during the pandemic, as a pediatric speech pathologist, all the talking heads and bureaucrats and administration were saying, oh no, the kids miss school, they have to go back to school, we need to make school days an hour longer every day and send them to summer school, and blah, blah, blah. And all of us were saying absolutely not. That is not what the research says. They just need to be with their friends and they just need to play. And I was already seeking to get out of direct speech therapy, so I was thinking that I was gonna go to one of those organizations, do some advocacy work for that kind of thing. And when it just hit me, I was like, okay, all right, everybody's doing good with the kids. What about us? Like, all my friends were bored, all my friends hated work, everything was terrible, everything was awful. And I was like, does this research translate into adults? And so that's my point about, it's true, like as educators and clinical people that work with children, they told us, they were like, if you don't teach the kids before they grow, you're out of luck. Like they'll miss out on being able to develop their being an adult. Like you can be a bad adult because you didn't do it well enough early on. Started digging into more and more of the research and finding all of this stuff about cognitive games for the elderly and blah, 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 blah. And like, okay, kids get it, but elderly get it. Again, what about? So, and I mean, people that know me, I'm generally just playful myself. I'm always trying to make people play. And in more kind of a traditional sense too, because a big part of what some people that do what I do is like very improv based, which has 1,000 benefits. It's wonderful. It's just about me. And like the concept of team building and icebreakers that have like such a bad connotation, but they have such great benefits. So I'm trying to like want to bring it back around to where we can have fun at work because it's allowed. You're allowed to have fun at work. It's true. Is that it?
Yeah, and what why borderless?
So because
Worthless.
Border. Oh yeah, I had to be guarded. How's that doing?
So my original like logo had, because it's like a boardroom,
Okay.
so it had a whiteboard,
Oh.
and then so like the play on words with board, and then also it'll just be board less.
Okay, got it. Great. I got it. That's it.
What?
We did have another person who thought it was board.
Oh, yeah.
Also, if you Google it, that's what comes up first. There is something called borderless. Yeah.
I don't know, when you try to read something fast, it just, I don't know if you can like blow up certain letters or like separate.
Oh, yeah, I can make that bigger.
I couldn't do it.
No.
No, river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everybody wanted to, yeah.
I was just gonna mention, I thought it was really helpful when you had music and talk on the coach, it's just like a way for you to visualize the cognitively. So if you're starting with leadership, I think it's a great thing for that. And everyone at some point has joined an organization that's already had a very presence of like toxic culture. Right. And a lot of that stuff comes from the leadership level, so I think you just saying, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, but like just, you know, throwing like a half.
Right. Yes. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Also easy.
What's next for you? How can we help?
Uh,
What's your next step? Or we can wait for that.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can have our question
Exactly.
where we get.
I'll wait.
Yeah. Stand by.
Yep.
Thank you. Good question, back to you. Sorry.
They're kind of linked.
Yeah.
They're sort of linked, so let's still come back,
Okay.
because you have one more behind you.
I just ran stuff off of my head, like you do the audit, like what if it comes back as like the management, all the people who hired you are the problem.
Then we do, man, because there's, so I think somebody asked about like, what exactly is a culture audit? And I will say that some of my clients, like my audience, will already know that, because that's sort of part of their job. So they're already getting that information, so potentially somewhere deep down they already know. And so hopefully bring me in, they'll be open to it.
Final question.
It's kind of just a reflection on the portion where you were talking about all of the firm and stuff. I was in HR software sales for a really long time, and I was always kind of giving the data to companies, and obviously we've seen in the recent layoffs, like
Yeah.
that those numbers aren't translating to actions.
Right, gotcha.
So maybe there's something, I don't know what, but like a little more engaging, because the numbers didn't resonate with me, and they're
And you're.
evidentially
Yeah.
resonating with
Yeah.
executives.
Yeah.
So maybe just like the impact.
Yeah.
Can be a little more of a story,
Yes.
or everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
Okay, last question. What as a community can we do for you? What are you doing next?
So if you know anyone in that general role, and if you have more specific questions at this point, it is just pretty much anybody who has a tired HR person, director level and above, who are just looking to improve their team, cohesion, communication, connection, collaboration. So if you know anyone, I would love to meet them. And then next, also, the next part is the part of my second ask. Which is if you know of any speaking opportunities, because I'm really good at words. Speaking opportunities where I can just, I don't know if you know this, but so I would like to tell more people about Plate, honestly, even if they aren't even my clients, it's a speaking opportunity. But yeah, so if you know of any like conferences coming up who would need like sort of I do like lunchtime kind of stuff, and they can be based on the neuroscience of play, to facilitate what's called failure awards, which is really great for teams. So anybody that has a need or an opening there. So that's what's next for me, is focusing on those. So finishing up 5 different types of workshops that I'm ready to spew.
All right, let's get a round of applause. Please return all toys back to her as well. No, right now, later. Okay. You want to get more coffee, you can, but we're gonna move. What? You're welcome. Okay, we're gonna move on to our second presenter, which is Mindful Mamas. Mindful Mamas is a maternal mental health app for the entire motherhood journey. We created the first program that spans the entire life cycle of the mother, from trying to conceive through empty nesting. Our app uses mindfulness, meditation, mood tracking, emotional awareness, and sleep support to promote positive mental health, well-being outcomes for our mothers. Let's give Tara a round of applause. Boom.
Thank you so much. And so my lens is, we're currently raising our seed round. And so my goal is to give a high level overview of Mindful Mamas to investors to get to that second and third meeting. So I do want you to kind of put on that hat. So raise your hand if you're a parent. Okay, now keep your hand up if you've ever been triggered by your own child. And no one put their hand down. So yes, I see you. I want you to know that that is completely normal and that you are not alone. That is what we do for our moms at Mindful Mamas. We validate the often hidden experiences of motherhood and life, and we help moms feel less alone. So we are a mental health app for the entire motherhood journey. We're a direct to consumer with a recurring revenue model. So as a licensed psychologist who almost lost her life to postpartum depression and OCD through suicide, I really understand this need, this crisis, and I am well positioned to solve it. We created the first program that spans the entire life cycle of the mom. So from trying to conceive all the way through empty nesting, and the longevity of our offerings is what's helping us dominate in this space. We use mindfulness, meditation, mood tracking, as well as other modalities of psychology to help our moms achieve their wellness goals. So just like a great therapist would customize their treatment plan to each patient, that's what we do with Mindful Mamas. So let's walk through the magnitude of this crisis together. So moms are slipping through the cracks. We can't just treat our way out of the mental health crisis. We must be focused on prevention. If we don't have healthy moms, we won't have healthy children. And so I want you to think about this for a second. There's 1 in 5 being affected by a perinatal mood disorder, like me, like I had when I became a mother. We have 9.8 million working moms in the US that are reporting severe burnout. And our moms are waiting way too long to see a therapist. That's like on the early side to see a therapist, 4 to 6 weeks. It's usually much, much longer. So these 3 statistics help to highlight why 75% of our moms who need mental health support aren't getting it. So you have to believe in our shared value of eradicating maternal mental health issues. We're already servicing a large international audience. However, today we're really going after the 10.3 million moms in the United States that need mental health support but aren't getting it. And as we expand our offerings, we'll be able to tap into this middle bubble here of all moms in the US. And then from there, we're going to focus on our international expansion plans. So at this early stage, we are meeting and exceeding benchmarks. So I want you to imagine what we can do with the fully staffed team. These results show that we can absolutely attract downloads. We have a high conversion of mothers who download us from the App Store who start a free trial. And not only that, they're seeing the value and they're converting to being paying customers right at benchmark. On the engagement side, we're equally as successful. We have a 30-day listener retention that is way above benchmark. So when a mom listens to a practice in Mindful Mamas, we're retaining her almost four times what our competitors are doing in this space. We've seen as high as 18,000 monthly active users, and moms are coming to us multiple times a day. The average is 2 times a day that they're using our app. So the strategy first starts with the rockstar team. We're female founded, we're expert led, and we're supercharged by powerhouse mentors and advisors. And we already meet the vast range of maternal needs, servicing mom over 500 practices that span common life stages, life circumstances, and issues. We plan to expand our offerings to serve kids and partner via the mom. The mom's always going to be the heartbeat of our offering, but this will allow us to introduce a family plan, which will increase our LTV of our customer and help serve mom and her family. And then on the product side, our plans will allow us to further differentiate ourselves with plans to expand into machine learning to deploy smart recommendations that meet mom right where she's at every single day. And additionally, our moms are asking of ways to connect to each other based on their lived experiences. So we've identified 4 main pillars of growth channels that we're ready to accelerate to diversify our marketing mix to catalyze profitable scaling. And I'd love to go into more detail. If you have more questions, I'd be happy to take another meeting and go into detail, but you can see these 4 here. So we sit at the nexus of authentic psychology and mindfulness, as well as serving mom throughout her whole journey. Here's the snapshot of the M&A activity that's going on in our space, and we believe that given the versatility of our value proposition, we're well poised to become an attractive acquisition across several distinct industries. And we're ready to accelerate our growth to reach the families that need us by expanding our go-to-market plan and to continue to have a best-in-class product. We do have a strategic investor with Otsuka Pharmaceuticals. They're a Japanese pharmaceutical company that brought Abilify to market, which is used to treat bipolar and major depressive disorder. They're leaders in mental health. And so they've given us access to deep clinical learnings, market research, and they're helping us to build the bridge towards B2B. We are well on our way to hit the milestones of our seed round, which will help us reach 1 million downloads, 100,000 monthly active users, and we're well poised to cross the profitability line by 2024. So we often say that everyone wants to hold the baby, but who's going to hold the mom? And that's us. Thank you.
What type of feedback are you looking for?
You get it. Where did you zone out? Where were you engaged? Would you take a second meeting with me to learn more? Yeah, just general feedback.
Okay, let's start at the back.
I think your numbers are very impressive. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
A lot of parents who I couldn't immediately relate when I saw them going, oh, okay. I think one thing I didn't understand was how it works. Is it like audio? You send them like permission messages every 10 minutes? Like how does it work exactly?
Yeah, I think that's good. I'm curious. I always love to do a live demo with investors too, like when we have a little more time to go into it, but it is really hard to conceptualize that. So I'm gonna think through that a little more.
Thanks for the presentation.
Yeah.
It's not easy to talk about life events like this. I think it's congrats on
Thanks,
that.
thanks.
And also starting a business support at home.
Yeah.
I always like that in a business. I'm curious, there's probably other different levels of postpartum depression. I'm not really too familiar with that. But I know there's examples out there where people are really depressed, not related to postpartum, and they need medical attention. At what point do you guys recommend that, or is there some sort of bridge, or in connection with, you should also be doing this on top of the app?
Yeah.
I'm also curious, the people who do solve it on their own, what do they do? Is it all of this stuff that they got connected with?
Yeah, can I answer? Okay, cool. So we right now, we have a lot of OBGYNs, lactation consultants, mental health practitioners, pediatricians, and other providers that use Mindful Mamas as a wraparound support, so alongside. So they'll like give their clients or their patients homework to use Mindful Mamas on the days that they're not seeing their patients. We do not say that we do therapy or that we're giving, medical advice. We're very educational, but what we're hearing from moms is that we get, emails every single day that says this was more helpful than my therapist, or my talking to my mom or my partner. This is really the thing that I know I can rely on every single day to show up for me, to help me get those little sips of self-care throughout my day where I don't feel so depleted. And then we're teaching them emotional vocabulary, how to set boundaries, how to communicate your needs and identify your needs effectively, to have those conversations with your provider, with your partner, with your employer. And so we really see one thing that we want to do with our seed round is we want to hire a medical director, because we have like hospitals coming to us. We want to give every birthing mom Mindful Mamas when they come through, our hospital, but we're a team of 5. We're not capitalized or operationalized to even like begin to engage in those conversations. And so we really want to have a medical provider that can kind of help us field that, to really understand, how do we productize it? How do we make it so when a mom comes into this mental health clinic or is birthing at this birthing center, that we're part of their onboarding journey, and we just get those moms, from that referral channel. And then we're helping we're helping the doctors because they're like, we can't be there 24/7. And you are just such a good ally for what we're already doing. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Now I would imagine that's a lot longer.
Yeah.
Just a little validation, and for those of you that are not parents, the fact that mothers are picking this up to listen to something twice a day is huge. Like, we pick up apps and we look at things all the time. So if you're thinking about why I look at other apps 5 times a day, this is really different. Like, listening to something on purpose twice a day for a mother that needs mental health support is massive.
Thank
That's
you. Thank
really-
you. Yeah, and our practices range anywhere from 2 minutes to 20 minutes.
Oh, even
So-
oh my gosh, it's not even like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm not listening to
Really impressive, and I love the personal story, and it's a business worth doing. Two questions. The first one, you mentioned that you're B2C.
Mhm.
Calm was really successful in going the B2B route, so I'd be curious whether you've had any plans to approach corporations, insurance companies, other companies that are offering maternal benefits, just for like a better, well, not better, but a different distribution channel. And then the other question, you put up your financials. And so this year it looks like, you're gonna have an EBITDA of like,
Yeah, that's actually that, we have to update that. That was based on hiring back in October. I haven't updated that. So our
Okay.
EBITDA is actually way less than that.
Okay.
And we're gonna beat those projections in revenue.
Yeah, that's awesome. So really the question there is like the unit economics behind it. Which
Yeah.
if you were a crushing investor, they'd be curious, it's fine to lose money while you're, ramping up, but like, what's the customer acquisition cost? What
Yeah.
are you spending money on?
We have all of that dialed in, and we've de-risked a lot of the acquisition in terms of paid. We have really great unit economics, and so we're excited about that. But part of the seed round is to bring other channels online. We don't want to just rely on paid. I'm not building business on Mark Zuckerberg's platform. We have a very strong word of mouth, and those downloads that you saw, 90% of those came organically. So moms are already talking about Mindful Mamas, they're recommending it, and then we're having providers. But yes, thank you. I do. Those are usually the conversations we get into in the second meeting. Oh, and I'm sorry, I did want to answer. We are gonna go B2B in a couple years. We just really want to nail the brand recognition and become more of that household name, kind of do some experiments on the working with medical providers and get some pilots in place. We have serviced some employers bringing us in for their benefits, so we have a playbook for that, but it's two totally different operations instead of a team to be able to do direct to consumer and B2B. And we haven't raised hundreds of millions of dollars to do that yet.
I like how you say playbook.
Yeah.
First of all, I just want to say your presentation locked me in in 5 seconds. So that was amazing. And again, congratulations on overcoming everything and being a force in this. My question is, as a wannabe dad, so my partner and I, we have our own mental struggles, right? And sometimes I feel like I don't know the best way to help her, and she doesn't know the best way to help me. And so when I see this, this is amazing. And I saw that you have partner programming in the roadmap, but I'm just curious on what that looks like, because if my wife is going through this, it's I want to help and just be a part of that journey too. What does that look like? I know it's early.
Yeah, no, I think the reason why we are bringing, everything we do, we test with our super users. We're doing low cost, low tech experiments to really understand, is this going to be adopted before we put any engineering resources or content resources behind it. We're really thoughtful in that way, but our moms are already listening to a lot of the things that we have or going through the courses with their partners. And partners are saying like, it helps me to understand what she's going through just by seeing the titles or the types of offerings that's in here. And then listening with her because then we get that shared vocabulary. So my background is a licensed psychologist. My sweet spot's really in building curriculum. So I imagine we're gonna have a focus group of all those super users partners and really try to understand how do we help them from that lens.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank
Really
you.
impressive, and you have such a calm demeanor, and that really shows through your presentation and what it looks like to be an app. As someone who's not a mother yet, but is hoping to be, I don't know what to expect when postpartum comes. So if I'm downloading this app, and to AC's point, you're not gonna have a ton of time.
New moms have 17 minutes to themselves a day.
Great.
If we had 20, we could do a shit ton more. 17, not a lot of time.
So as someone who doesn't know what to expect, and I download this app as a user, how do I know where to go? Do you give suggestions on like?
There's a story, and then if you're like family planning or trying to conceive, your home screen looks different than like my home screen where I have a toddler and a little kid. So what we're really trying to do is, like you go to like Calm, my home screen looks the same as yours and yours and yours and yours. We have all these touch points with our moms on their mood. Are they a single mom? Are they a working mom? What are the life circumstances and what are their goals and how experienced are they in this realm of wellness? And so what we're doing is we're building data models to deploy smart recommendations based on these different touch points that we're already collecting in our app. So it's going to look even more personalized than it already is in our version 1 of what it looks like now based on some onboarding questions.
I was just gonna say, I want to commend you. I think your presentation deck is working really, really well. And I think it's hard to nail like a really good balance between like emotional metrics and like the way that you can present and respond to answers. Like you're just so credible and so understanding and really taking the time to like understand your users. And it's like anything someone's asked about, like you've already explored and have like, a nice answer and response. So I just want to say that I think the presentation for as quick as it was very thorough and really effective.
Well, I still have in those second and third conversations moments of like, but I feel like I've been on a lot of first dates, so I'm really good at this first level. Thank you, I appreciate that. We've been roasted a lot.
Ditto. I was really impressed by the way that you seemingly streamlined from the emotion, the connection to your product and into like the meat. And from an investor perspective, when I was really, I don't like the word that I'm meat, but regardless, the context of what it is that you're trying to convey. And for me, I was also curious, and this might actually be something that you do quite effectively. But as I was digesting, there's a lot of really good content. Like I wanted to know more about each of those, those things. So not even necessarily from a knowledge or critical perspective, feedback perspective, but each of those points, ensuring that when you're talking to investors, that you're speaking specifically to each investor and in what capacity. Because I think to somebody else's point, you bridged so effectively from people who may not have a perspective of postpartum depression to a 25-year-old gentleman that is sitting in the back of the room and parties every weekend and isn't in that space. You know what I mean? So an incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just curious about you kind of touched on the social aspect, and I'm kind of curious what the plans are there. It seems like with this type of app, it almost seems like it's for recommendations, finding different experts, especially in rural areas that.
Yeah. Maternal health deserts.
Really?
Yeah.
And even, I don't know if it's part of the social aspect of, events or that kind of stuff, just keep mothers, out of the house, and socializing, and that kind of seems willing to tie in, with the growth, through working home. So it's kind of what the plan is with. And there is one thing I would say with B2B aspect, I would probably script it as part of like, add on to maternity leave, because there's a lot of factor on like, obviously maternity leave in this country, which might be a little.
Yeah, it is, it is. Even the average nursing mother in the US goes back to work 2 weeks postpartum. If you've had a child, you are not fit to, like, you can't even walk to the bathroom, like, it's just ridiculous, it's ridiculous.
Okay, good, go ahead. Jim,
Oh, the plan, yeah, so again, like we've been running some experiments on, like, we're calling them like mom pods, where we're really understanding like what's motivating them, what is the psychological driver of wanting to connect to other moms. And if you look at the recovery model of like addiction, you know, if you have an alcohol issue, you go to alcohol classes. If you have, you know, a narcotic issue, you do that. And what has been shown is just that lived experience, sharing that lived experience is so powerful and so helpful in getting those like accountability buddies. And so we're really trying to explore, you know, moms don't necessarily want to be paired up with another mom just because we both have a 5-year-old. Like if my child has special needs, I want to be with another mom that has those exact same special needs or similar life experiences, and also maybe we're both single moms, you know, so we're really trying to understand what the customer psychology of that before we put it into our app. But we're working with we have about 30 moms right now that we're working with on exploring that.
Okay. Do you have a quick question?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just think in general, for the previous question, there's two things that could maybe be more clear.
Yes.
In the presentation. One is jumping into the mom's shoes and walking us through their experience, because you had that list. And lists are I always try to stay away from lists, because that's when people are good, right? Like still saying, okay, if you're a mom, you're gonna download the app, go first, but find out. Like that whole description that you gave earlier.
Yeah.
Was really great, and
No, that's helpful.
And also doing like, yeah, the feedback you're getting at each point from the moms that are using it.
Yeah.
So that telling that story and including the feedback maybe will take, I don't know how long we do it, but it would let us understand what their experience is. And then the other part would be, we had a lot of questions about go-to-market strategy and what, you know, you kind of went quickly through like some aside of channels, but showing what kind of pilots that you've done or planning and saying here's what the future looks like in the near term. Like, with this round of funding, here's what we're going to do with your money. And that's what I found like a lot of investors are really interested in seeing. It's like a clear, even if it isn't like fully fleshed out.
Yeah,
right?
fully baked, yeah.
But a clear plan of like, okay, we're going to take this money, we're going to do a few pilots of hospitals, we're going to do, you know, whatever that is. We're already working with clinicians and, you know, therapists, and that's huge. And that was in the presentation. So stuff like that. Okay, here's how we grow and how the big question that I had is like, wow, these are amazing numbers. How did you get there to that?
Yeah.
Right? And that gives it even more credibility.
Okay, thank you, that's great.
See that? Last question, what is a community can we do for you?
Well, if you are a parent or you know a mom, please tell them about Mindful Mamas. And then I am just trying to expand my network. We're really trying to get to individual angel investors, angel syndicates, really like kind of augment some of our fundraising strategy with grants. So if anyone's really not knowledgeable about that, but I just need to meet more people that would really buy into this and can help us co-create this together, because there's no because, it just, we deserve to be here, and I want to keep building this business to make a big impact.
Yeah, let's get around applause, Sarah. connect with her after or find her at tara@mindfulmamasclub.com. Cool. All right, we're gonna wrap things up. Next thing is community announcements and asks. Does anybody have any announcements they want to make? Events they're attending, or is there anything people need help with? Go ahead.
If you want to see me do this again tomorrow. We have, there are 6 founders doing founders booths. We just completed founders booths. We're having our demo day at night, tomorrow night. I just forgot where it is because we switched it somewhere, but if you can come and you're interested, it's me and 5 other founders. And I'll give you the place.
We have it on our Slack channel. So
Oh,
join this,
okay.
join the Slack channel. Be on it. Yeah, Carter shared it. Yeah, exactly. Cool. Anybody else? Other events? There is another entrepreneur event tonight. At a WeWork. Yeah, it's a veterans demo day. Their showcase, yeah, from 3 to 5. It's posted on Carlos Startups as well. Not doing a good job promoting it, but I know it's happening tonight. I'm gonna go there. All right, any other events?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else for us? Cool. Yeah.
The Colorado School of Mines has a entrepreneurship incubation program that's appears to be taking off. That's where I went to school, so I've been attending their events. I'll be there tonight. They have 2 events that alternate on Wednesdays. One is the startup forum, where the startups that are part of their network give an update on their projects. I would say it's a little more engineering focused, so that I like that. I work with physical product manufacturing, but that's a great space if you have the technology and you want more engineering or medical type of connections. That's another key to whatever.
Okay. Anybody else?
My company, Tara, self-plug, sorry. We have a co-working space next Thursday. We have a holiday party and a free co-working day, so come by and see us. There's free coffee, cool people. We'd love to have you all. Men are welcome, not just the women. We do have some male members. So yeah, we'd love to see you all.
What time?
It's from 8 AM to 6 PM.
All day.
Yeah.
Oh, just
All
party
day.
all day. No working.
Yeah.
Yeah, co-working from 8.
Oh, okay. I thought party from at 8. Let's go. I am productive. Okay. Anybody else? Announcements? Cool. Just to restate, word of mouth is how we grow. So if you're enjoying these events, please let other people know. Send to our website. That's where all our information is. If you know anybody that would like to present, we're always looking for more presenters. Send them to our website, 1millioncups.com/Denver. We're on the social medias as well. Just a reminder, do something awesome today. If you haven't done anything yet, do something awesome because it's going to make a difference in the world. Final question or statement. My nephew kept chewing on all the electric cords. We had set up for the holidays, so I grounded him. He's doing better currently and conducting himself properly. Sure, yeah. Yeah. This room is electrifying right now. Okay. Well, we'll be here next week. This will be the last meeting of the year. So please check us out next week. We got 1 presenter in the books. If you know anybody else who would like to present, let us know. We have some extra links about our website, Slack, all on our link tree, QR codes over there. We can hang out here for another half hour. So grab some coffee. If you want to stay here for the whole day, checking upstairs. But let's give everybody a round of applause for coming out. And get to know each other. Go. Meet your neighbor if you haven't done so. What's up, bros? Something. Wannabe. The house is weird.
I would be your overthrow.
I find a joke out of my comments. You can bring it back. We'll get to do it soon. Okay, we're gonna fix some of this. Don't worry. When I'm always not a fight. People break down the wall after. I'm all connecting that something meaningless. We start off with jokes. Our fault. I really like that. I work with my I really, you know, I do. You were great. Someone get I don't know. Make sure everybody we have fun. Like, let's keep it a fun day. I don't know, like. My company, we do force fun.
The meetings will continue until morale improves.
We do online games for an hour once a month. We play Catan, and we do like Pictionary, because there's employees all around the world. It's our way to get together and talk about work. By going with them, nothing, but it'd be great to do it every day. Do you agree? I heard that you. I don't know if you heard. I heard, and I think I wanted to say you don't know what you're talking about. I need you. I used your joke earlier. Did you? The frozen sandwich. I used the frozen sandwich. Yeah, yeah. People like this. Our counter argument, what the hot dog day? That would be a hot sandwich. How do you incorporate play for? How do you incorporate play for Colorado? I did this. Yeah. So like, the worst, like, it's all right. What do yeah, that's so. Like, you know, you want to something that actually. I just would. Yeah. It make things fun, if it's not valuable. Oh, so what? Oh, if you just have resets every day, you're not actually creating. The value. Yeah. You don't have to- you're not gonna make your money. That's the one. And yeah, you have to have like maybe not open my. We go out like. Usually, you need to. They think you're involved. Yeah, it's not like it was. Like you're gonna have. More. Yeah, they're just saying. Yeah. More fun when everybody has it. Yeah, they feel like they're involved. Yeah, but we don't have like, we try to make something. Yeah. Yeah, but it's not like organized, but it's also like sensing pulse. It's like the whole thing about like, hey, you firing, getting rid of employee costs, like. Okay, that's what I'm thinking, like, it actually saved us. We fired one employee, like, we need to hire. No, they did such a good job, we just. Yeah. We never did fire. Yeah. It didn't cost us. We never hired. So it's like, sometimes the other questions, what were they really doing for the company? Yeah, so, it's not every case when you fire somebody. It's leave. That's part of the company. Really, you have any new fun to play in your. Right. Yeah.
Bring one idea, wasn't related to any part, but it's something cool that was happening. Thought about it, but you get paid to have that. Very like a lot of interesting brainstorming that we could help me out. How do you put something that we so how do you like actually outside of the project?
Okay.
And people, about saying, everybody. Coffee, otherwise it's just like Zoom. I feel like in terms of like very radar. Like a way to sort of have like.
Yeah, one thing I really like, we celebrate like birthday. Something we're using kind of surprising. Yeah. Like, that we're listening, special that they would like. Yeah. And so it's not like, oh, let's do the same thing that we did. So it's kind of like, the reason why we force feelings, which is also show the we didn't force something. Yeah. Because we listened to what they wanted. I just wonder how much fun play should we have on our work day? Could it be like daily or just like these monthly events that we had that. I think the fun things that you have people excited, like I'm excited about kids now. So you need to start important. I think that's the most fun.
I like that. Ultimately, like, cautious, they move forward. I think so, always in the industry, kind of looking at what needs, like, or seeing on this, all this spreadsheet, so that they can pay for certain.
Exactly. You want the whole thing is like, holy fuck, it's 6 o'clock. You know, and I didn't go on race. I didn't even, you know, I didn't. Yeah. You feel like you're getting like, in the circle, like, you feel excited about going to work the next day, because like, holy crap, I'm making an impact. Yeah, and I'm seeing the impact that I'm doing. And we, like, we have weekly meetings, like, we have like, where everybody presents, okay, this is what I did this week, like, they have a class. Oh, can you tell us right now? If everybody knows that every week, they're gonna have a list on Trello, and see, everybody's gonna see what they can do. Yeah. And then. They all different. So it's that kind of communication, like, you're working, you're making progress towards the big. Yeah. Yeah, you're making, I think it's the biggest thing. It's like, it's not like, okay, let's go out, I mean, we've done it sometimes, like, let's go for a walk.
I do financial plan, I'll do that, I'll get stuck on like.
Exactly. Well, that's when you're like stuck with something, it's good, just feel like you're frustrated, let's go for a walk as a team, and we just go for a walk and we just talk. Sorry, we have to run this one next week. That's why you're here next week. Okay, cool, man. All right, good night.
There's a good way to foster it. Feel like. Our county, whenever we do it.
Like, I run, like, go for walks, look, scroll, that 5%, take back, which will build the 5 Cs, makes stuff have that sense for the work.
Like,
Outside of the normal higher. It was the same side. And then like even with us, like. We switch off walking. So sometimes like two people are. And that's what we learn. Oh, what is something like Cincinnati? They like. One of those days. Like you pick up all these little. And then it's kind of really fun, right? And then they know like, holy crap, all this is going on. What's that? All this. This is the same thing like I was surprising them when they say it's Christmas and trivial Christmas. Like, you know, show that I know what they like. Because I listen to them, and that's also kind of like something. Who's your boss? We know. It's very possible. I think the biggest thing is having. Yeah, and success. I think that's the best. Yeah. And then when you talk to your company, people are like, that sounds like that's good. That's what, if you always hear like, well, people want to work for you, that's the place in the end. Now, what do you prefer if you could separate your statistics of 15% of people going to enjoy their job? What percent are those companies that have good purpose? Exactly. And which ones still very low. And just, if for the ones that don't have good purpose, can you really fix them with play? Or the ones that have value and people feel purposeful, can you extend and make these companies better with them? Yes.
It is asking employees what is their purpose,
Yeah.
like my purpose, the answer is like, it's create a goal, my purpose is to fill out all the
Yeah. I think the new micromanage the law, that's purpose. Whole idea that a single thing is, it's kind of like a single thing is not a solution, right? It's not like, there's one thing that's gonna fix everything else, everything in life. It's a very important thing, it's always involved, it's like, we never went to the laws, we never celebrated those birthdays, we didn't care about. We had all those stuff, even if we did. But you still have, it's a dynamic. But you can't all have races. Okay, let's show the work. Like, what do you have? Everything? You know? You know, it's just like the whole thing of it. Then it's like, we have every Friday, could we have records? It's like every day is. I'm sure people would be. And now rather. And that's like the explanation. And as weird as that sounds, a lot of people like where does money come that actually makes you like it's from profit. If it doesn't come from this fantasy thing of like if the company's not doing it, then it's not gonna be able to pay you. It's gonna be like a startup phase where you're earning investment money. The runway is like you're not ready to crash that point.
Ties in with like it's one company marketing, you realize that
You're part of that entirely, and like. Yeah. But if you see that plane going up around, right? You're like, I'm gonna be like the smart people are always gonna be looking for a better answer. And they're gonna find a better company. You don't show if your management's not. If your plan's not going up. If your plan's just level, it's not. You can lose people. Speaking of planes. Exactly. No, Nathan did. We're saying that this one works, you throw it straight up in the air.
Sure.
I'm past the line. If you give me $2 million, I can make it $4 million. I really like the idea. Just to have a creative atmosphere, throw it on the table, it says, make an airplane. Oh, it's just just something different. Yeah. Make things fun. Just make a bigger carpet. Well, it could lead to creativity to help solve the question. So sometimes you gotta take a step back to move forward. Well, they have to know why they're doing it. You have to know why. You have to start getting a job. But then at the same time, we can't have a programming need. Like a designer can like whole talking program. We're talking like there's obviously some separation. Yeah. Everybody needs to tell them to. But like this is what I want to do. Like everything. It's like everybody on our team. They are. Sit in a silence.
Like the one thing I had is like they want their house to get a client.
Yeah.
From the car.